There's just so much to talk about in Conan
Well-
the remake.
And this is a legitimate remake. Like, this was someone taking a crack at the first movie, just being like, I see the vision of the first one, but I don't think they did it very well. I'm going to do it my own way. And there are some parts where I'm like, that was exceptional. And then there are other parts where I'm like, oof, oof, oof.
Yeah, about second to third actor, there's this one spot where it's like, dang, you guys lost all of the momentum of me enjoying this movie. I don't need to know as much about evil woman Marique.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And she just wants to talk. And Tamara is just kind of sitting there stone faced, and I'm like, yeah, same. Like, I don't really care. When Tamara in her time is like, it's a little weird that she's like, yeah, I'm okay to die. I'm like, wait, I'm lost. Who's motivated to not die here?
Yeah. Everybody just wants to die.
Apparently.
Yeah. And one of the things that genuinely bothered me is I would have liked to hear Aquaman say that what is best in life is to crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women. Like, come on.
Could have been. Yeah, they could have used a couple of throwbacks, and I feel like there was one or two lines only that felt like they were calling back to Arnold's Conan, but I could not, I didn't really recognize it specifically as a line from one of the movies.
Yeah. Oh man, the star power in this thing. All right, well, since we want to talk about it so bad, let's go ahead and
kick it. If it could be, there is one disappointing part where Tamara kicks the one lady and says, die! I'm like, oh man, that's not great. Like, that's just, I don't know, is that direction? Is that script? Is that just you've pushed the rock up the hill to this point, you can't really do anything else but kick her off the edge. Say, die. Okay.
I'm realizing I don't remember most of this movie. I'm sitting here like, who is Tamara?
Is that that's the main
is that the
lady.
Wizard lady?
That's the main lady. That's the good lady.
Oh, she's the good lady.
Or I want to say Tamara, but I don't know. Anybody really said her name?
Well, that's
movie.
what I'm seeing on the cast list. Is someone named Tamara.
Tamara.
I remember. Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. Tamara sounds like a more
in
real
universe
name. Yeah. But I'm trying to remember who was the witch lady.
Marique is the witch lady.
Marique Rose McGowan. That's right, with no eyebrows.
Yeah, I had to look up and be like, oh, she's from Charmed. I think that's the only place I know her from. I think that's like barely.
Yeah. I think this is going to be an interesting one to talk about because it's been a little while since I've watched it, and I'm like, oh boy, I won't remember a lot of this movie, so let's dive in.
Yeah, it's... I think I had the same complaint about the first, or maybe it was the second Conan. The fight scenes are kind of just apparent. They happen without necessarily doing much besides people getting cut up, people dying. But I do think this movie does a better job at giving us a little bit to care about and having a couple of stakes that aren't kind of immediately dashed by the fact that this is just like a the old Conans were D&D adventures. I didn't expect anyone to really die. But in this one, people die, and I feel like that's consequential. It is a roller coaster of deciding whether I like this movie or not.
Well, let's board this roller coaster, because I still haven't said hello or introduced this thing. Hello and welcome to Potato Chip Pictures, the movie franchise review podcast. My name is B. Sammy Davis.
Hello again, I'm still Justin.
And today we are looking at the third and final Conan movie, 2011's Conan the Barbarian, starring Jason Momoa, directed by Marcus Nispel, written by Thomas Dean Donnelly, Joshua Oppenheimer, and Sean Wood. This one had the largest budget in the franchise, but that's to be expected for over, almost 30 years later. $90 million on the budget. It returned $63.5 million.
Ooh, yikes.
Yeah, this was a legitimate loss. By comparison, 1984's Conan the Destroyer, the second movie, the PG-13 or PG movie, I can't remember, the one that toned it down a bunch, that one returned $61.1 million against a budget of $18 million. This one has done $2.4 million better than the previous one, and they lost a lot of money doing it.
Yeah. Man, you're saying that number, and it's like, where did the money go? There's no big giant name in this, because I don't think.
See, I was about to start rattling off some of the huge names in this thing.
I mean, you're gonna have to explain the context, because who?
Morgan Freeman, the narrator, he's
like
probably the biggest name. I know, but he's still such a big name actor. Yes. They had to pay for him.
It's true, but come on.
And then at the very beginning of the movie, you get Ron Perlman for I guess he's in a few.
He's for a bit,
he's more than just the very beginning. It's his wife who's only the very beginning. And I don't even remember who his wife was, but at the time I was like, wait, isn't she a big deal actress too? And she's only in it for this one scene? I
don't know. Fiala,
yeah, and I'm not,
I
was going to say, I'm not seeing anything that says what her name is. Now, shockingly, probably the cheapest person in this movie might have been Jason Momoa, who was just coming out of Game of Thrones, but when they were making this movie, I don't think anybody knew how much of a hit Game of Thrones was going to be. Like, he was a nobody actor. Nobody knew who Jason Momoa was before the beginning of 2011.
Yeah, interesting. I'm trying to think of when 2011.
Yeah, that was the same year Game of Thrones came out, but it came out at the beginning of the year. And then this one came out in August, which frankly should have made it a hit, because by that point, everybody was in love with Khal Drogo.
Yeah. Interesting. I do think maybe the Conan name, even in 2011, didn't carry very much artistic notion or popular notion, because it's kind of just a sword and board adventure, and even then he doesn't really have a shield most of the time.
Yeah, that's because he's a barbarian. He gets a lot of costume changes for this movie.
That is true.
Wearing a lot of different armor throughout this whole adventure. Like, he is my Diablo 4 character when I don't go to the closet and set a look, and I'm just putting on a new piece of armor.
That tracks.
Yeah. And then the last two that I'm going to point out are Rose McGowan and Stephen Lang. Those are the two other kind of big names. Stephen Lang was the main villain, and he usually plays bad guys. He was in the Avatar, cartoon
first one.
version. Yeah.
Gray hair guy, white hair guy.
Yep. So usually like a military type bad guy. I don't think he was very good casting for this movie. I don't think he did a great job as the villain, but he was still at this time probably a bigger name actor than Jason Momoa. Like,
yeah, I could see that. I think there's all the trappings of a made-for-TV movie in this.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm fine with that comparison. This might have done better as a made-for-TV.
There's fine made-for-TV movies, and then there's ones that should have been, because it just feels you want to suspend your disbelief as much as the other Conan. So it's like, okay, there's a mirror fight in the second one, and the monster is damaged if you do this or that. And it's like, okay, there's gonna be magic in this one, but it kind of just is fighting in blood. There's a couple of good magical scenes, but it just feels like the undreamed of time. But it just seems like it's Earth. Like maybe it's Middle Earth, but it's not too fantastical.
Yeah, I think they did try to go for quote unquote realism. I think that my big picture takeaway is going to be that I like the sets and locations.
Yeah.
There are some shots in this movie that are far prettier than this movie deserves, and some locations that really tickle the mind where you're like, wow, that's a real place that someone found. Like, that's cool. And then I'm going to say this might be a really good return to form. I'm glad that we had an R-rated Conan movie. Look, it's not that I'm glad that I got to see a bunch of boobs everywhere. I'm just glad that we are in a time period where boobs are everywhere. Like, that's how the very first movie felt. That's how this movie feels like it's returning to. But there's also the violence and all this stuff. But then my biggest criticism, my biggest thing that I was like, oh, they really messed up on this part. For the last two movies, and I don't know anything about the books, but I have to imagine it's similar. Conan assembles a team. Like, he doesn't fight alone. He knows the value of having people to support him.
Yeah.
And in this one, he's constantly like, I'm doing this alone. Get out of my way. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a change. Yeah. I would agree. Both ways are the pros and cons of coming back to lots of blood and dismemberment and like a barbaric time. I think they managed to capture. I do think it's a little odd that most of the bad guys are like guttural noises, like Neanderthal type bad guys. But
I'm looking through the cast and I see Nathan Jones. He played a coon. He's this big ginger. I think he's like 6'8" or something. He's huge, and he's usually hired because of how big he is. But I'm pretty sure in this movie, all he did was, ooh. That's like all he ever does.
Yeah, and so I think it's nice to be in a barbaric setting, but I think, not having a team to help him out. The one guy that he does team up with, he's constant. Once he's like, "Oh, you know where to find me." Like, it feels like a cost-saving measure. We don't have to have too many people in the shot.
So we'll just have like 3 people in this shot, and then we don't have to worry about paying as many.
Yeah.
I'm most excited to talk about the beginning because I feel like you and I had radically different takeaways from the beginning.
Well, let me go first so then you can be happy about it, because it's just jarring to go from the narration of Morgan Freeman, kind of setting the stage of everything that we should expect, to seeing I assume the baby is, what's the word, like an infant that's not yet born, but apparently just about ready to be born.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a word for it. I was about to say premature.
I was like,
and
yeah,
I guess
like,
you could argue that this baby was born premature, but
I guess
it's hard to not have a baby when you're in the middle of battle.
she gets stabbed. She knows she's gonna die. She gets her husband Ron Perlman to perform an immediate emergency C-section and show her baby because she doesn't want to die without seeing it. And that was just really awkward for my viewing. Like, okay, I'm glad that she wants to see her baby because they're on the battlefield, but I feel like that's just too far-fetched for me to believe. This baby's gonna come out.
Oh, I was so fine with it. I was so fine with it because, like, why not? Why not, like, introduce our character as being born in ultra violence? Like,
I guess
when the mom gets stabbed, the sword, I think, nicks the baby.
Something like that. Yep.
So I'll admit it wasn't great. It really, like, this was probably the weakest part of the strongest part of the movie for me, the actual birth. But childhood, I loved. I was like, wow, I actually like baby Conan.
Yeah, I think where we disagree at the beginning, because Ron Perlman lifts him up in like Lion King fashion. It's like opening title credit. Like, okay, that is Conan. The interactions of the father and son is pretty good and sets up a nice loss like later, but I couldn't shake the silliness of the iron making or steel forging when the secret of the steel is that we use ice and heat at the same time. And it just kept coming as Rookie of the Year. Him saying hot ice. It's just too far. Father and son is great. I end up loving it because it becomes tragic. But man,
my further beef with the fire and ice is that they never resolve this. There is never a time where Conan demonstrates an ability to be cool. Like, he is all fire for the rest of the movie. And he even calls back to his dad saying something like, the balance is fire and ice. And then he proceeds to only be fire again. And it's like, so you never figured it out. Like,
by sheer luck, you don't have to be ice this time.
Yes.
Maybe the next movie. There will be no next movie.
Yep. My biggest beef with 1982's Conan the Barbarian is that child Conan looked brain dead for the entire beginning of the movie. He looked confused and bewildered.
Shocked.
Yeah, like, Mom, why is your head on the ground? Yeah. It's supposed to be on your shoulders. That's so weird. Why am I pushing this wheel for 20 years? That's so weird. Why is this guy trying to kill me in a pit? That's so weird. Like, he is the dumbest character in all of cinema. And to see a Conan who is not an idiot as a child, like, oh man, that made me happy. And he's brave and he's willing to go out on the hunt and keep his egg protected. Like, yeah, I really enjoyed childhood Conan, and I enjoyed the invasion of his village. I liked that the Cimmerians, I think they're pronounced Cimmerians in this movie. Yeah. The Sumerians in this movie are guardians of some piece of a mask. And so there is a reason that our big bad is attacking, as opposed to 1982 when it's just what he does. That's just what happens.
They just invade.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the mask doesn't quite pay off all the way.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, it's like if we go that far, it's nice that there's a context, but man, does collecting the mask just fall flat by the end and fall flat at the beginning, because we'll go with the scene that I enjoy is that after all of this and Conan has tried to fight and save his dad, like they both get captured, and tragically Conan is trying to save his dad, but his dad sacrifices himself, and it's like this is where C-section way down, like this is the worst movie I've ever seen. And then they build it back up with them, Conan proving himself to his dad still kind of being like, you're too young for this sword, and then Conan and him having to
have their goodbye.
have her goodbye, and Conan doesn't get killed by the raiding party, which was kind of like they set it up to be like your father's gonna die unless you hold this thing, and like, but that leaves Conan alive, like whether or not he saves his dad. Why did you want to leave him alive? Like there wasn't anything threatening Conan.
And they didn't even take him as a slave this time. But I'm going to say genuinely fine acting between Ron Perlman and I guess the actor's name is Leo Howard, the one who played Kid Conan. I think the two of them had a really good scene with the death of the father. And I also feel like that was the death of the movie, because like then the movie loses me for the rest of the runtime.
Yeah. I mean, there's some good pieces that I like as a concept, as an execution, not quite as much. But yeah, it's mostly downhill for the rest of it.
I feel like everyone around Jason Momoa is really doing their best with the material they have. And Jason Momoa isn't an actor yet. Like, he's been acting for maybe 2 decades, because he got started as like a teenager doing some stuff. And then he went into hockey and only did like a little bit of acting while he was a hockey player. And then when he got his big break in Game of Thrones, that's when he dedicated himself. I think that's when he went full-time as an actor, but he was still just a guy who was like, I'm pretty and I got muscles. Like that's why I'm on camera, because I'm pretty.
I mean, that worked for Arnold.
Yeah. But I don't think he's got, I don't know. He tries to do this growling thing, and it doesn't work for me. He does the Elon Musk down his nose stare, where like he puts his head slightly down and looks up through his eyebrow hairs, and
the times that
doesn't
happens,
work for me.
Yes, great. Yeah,
and that's his Barbarian range, and I'm just like, oof. And his best friend, who's, in the scene where we're introduced to him with, I'm like, all right, I like this actor. I'm going to have a good time with him. And then he's not in the rest of the movie. Like, he shows up one more time in the movie. I was so mad.
Yep, he's the transport help, but he can't help Conan any other way.
Nope, he's done after that.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess first act is all Conan growing up and losing his dad, gaining a revenge plot, and then we get Morgan Freeman again. I was not expecting. So we get a prologue to.
He's expensive. They need to be using as much Morgan Freeman as possible.
Yeah. Before we get to the actual plot.
He was so bad for this movie. Like,
yeah, I would agree.
I think I am a genuine fan of Morgan
Oh yeah.
Freeman. I like a lot
Yes.
of the stuff that he's in. I feel like there were two narration parts that detract from the movie. This being one of them, and then the Tom Cruise War of the Worlds with Morgan Freeman narrating. I think both of those just pull me out of the movie, and I'm just like, ugh, that was the wrong choice. Wrong choice. Great actor, should have been anything but the narrator.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess where does it get better? Because we get introduced to this mask that is going to enslave the world, and then we're only like a quarter of the way into the movie by the time that the last shard of the mask has been found, and the bad guy's like, oh, actually, we're just halfway done. We need to find someone that has pure blood. And apparently that takes another 20 years.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Because like, so I was just reading the wiki to remember what the plot is, and we're like 20 years later, he gets a lead as to where his father's murderer is. And that's an accident. Like, he raids some slaver camp, frees all of the people, and they're having this party, and then accidentally some dude is sneaking around, and he grabs the dude, and he's like, hey, tell me everything you know. And he's like, I happen to know about this guy you want to find. You bit his nose off when you were a kid, and I know where he is. And like, that starts the movie. He was never looking for his father's murderer. It was pure accident.
Yeah, and even that is a little feels contradictory, because he, when he's talking to the one friend of his, he does say, like, the guy says something like, the man you're searching for, and it's like, well, it doesn't seem like that's his main purpose. And then it feels like he's talking about that man as he's gone into hiding, I can't find him. But then they think that when they hear the name, they're like, but that's like a king. And it's like, well, what is it?
He's not in hiding at all. He's living a very public life as the leader of this group.
The lore, if we would take it that way, and the geography are difficulties for me in this movie. Every place seems to be 20 minutes away from the other one. And every fact of the world seems subject to, do we need to know this, or do we need to pass over this? Because why does the bad guy travel with a ship carried by elephants? I don't think that's explained anywhere.
It just looks cool. Like, that's it. That's the only reason it is not explained. He's not even a seafaring person. He doesn't live near the coast. Like,
why a ship?
Yeah. He just has one.
So, yeah, where we kind of what would you say, are disappointed when Underworld changes the lore. This one doesn't even want to set it in stone in the movie that it's remaking, whatever it wants.
This one is like, there's Sumerians and there's a mask, and just go with it, guys. Just let us tell this story. Just go with it. There are places that are supposed to be similar to our real world Earth, because, this is set pre-Bronze Age, and we don't have a lot of records from the Bronze Age. Most of what we know about the Bronze Age are things that magically survived into the Classical Age. But the Bronze Age also had legends of the Stone Age, and I feel like Conan wants to be either Stone Age or Bronze Age, but a time when magic was a thing, but yet they also have steel, something that won't be discovered for millennia, but they have it now in Samaria. It's whatever. It's I've always been like, okay, whatever. It's just some dude's fantasy of the past, and I'll just live with that. But it is meant to be our Earth, which makes it a little confusing because you'll see, people who look like Mongolians with people who were half a world away and never would have interacted.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's what is the best part about even the first bit, because the kid Conan, dad tragedy, finding the trail again, there's a little bit of torture that the guy puts his new friend through, and he gets the guy that he cut off the nose of to get more information out of him.
Such a wimp, because he immediately gives up everything he knows.
Everything. Yeah, everything he knows. And then he gets killed for it, which I do think maybe there's a nice gray area of Conan is a barbarian, not a warrior monk. He's not going to be like, I'll actually spare you.
He's a barbarian. He's a rage and murder machine.
I think that gives leeway for the way he can go about things, but I feel like you could have maybe held a better dynamic with making a party that may not agree with just doing whatever he wants to make the vengeance happen.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, he learns about Tamara, the monk who is of a pure bloodline, and so we go to the monks, and there's this old dude surrounding himself with beautiful women. But he's the good guy because he's telling them all what their future holds. And then Kalar Zim, our main villain, shows up with his army, and it turns into a whole thing. I don't remember anything about Remo, except that at the time I was playing one of the Middle-earth video games. It was either Shadow of War or Shadow of Mordor. And I just remember thinking that the guy who played Remo, the one who chased after Conan and Tamara, I thought he looked like an orc. I was like, I think he looks like he could be in one of those Middle-earth games.
Yeah, I think he was around that feel.
But, he's another one of the henchmen who's going to get tortured a little bit and then immediately killed. I with this one, I thought there was going to be a bit more story. I thought he was going to be like, oh, I'll join you. I'll be on your side. And then, several scenes later, he'll be a turncoat, but no, he gets killed immediately. Like, we're not taking any risks.
With the catapult, right?
He's fired back into the city.
Straight into the ship.
The ship, that's right.
Yeah, that was that right there was maybe the last time we see the ship, but it was also why
does he have a catapult?
I don't understand. Yeah, the catapult was we just found this on the side of the cliff where they are.
I'm sure it made sense in the moment. I'm just sitting here thinking like, where'd it come from?
In the second Conan movie, there was a lot of convenience for sake of the plot where, Conan's going to go down this path in the woods, and guess what? Our narrator is there about to get roasted alive. But we found him in 10 seconds, so good. We can keep progressing with the story.
Yeah.
So Conan stumbles onto the pureblood that's escaped the city that the bad guy came into.
Yep, and they have...
Providentially, he finds her.
And they just have a terrible romance for the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Where they hate each other until suddenly they love each other, and I don't know why. Like,
and then she'll leave him because he has to do his own thing. Okay, that matches with the end of Arnold's Conan.
Yes.
Like, okay, I can take that as we have to leave Conan to his adventures. I do want to highlight that of all the wardrobe changes, the carriage ride, left arm, chain link, leather armor, probably my favorite thing of the movie.
I'll agree there. I think the chain link is probably the coolest one because it's several scenes later that we get to my least favorite one, the one that looks like it's made of foam and it's like layers on top of each other.
It's got like abs,
yeah.
right?
And it never seems to fit right. Like it feels like it's moving forward or backwards at any time. And you're just like, someone straighten it. Like, why did they put this on him? It looks so dumb.
Yeah.
But this scene, it's a fun early 20 teens action sequence. We gotta I think we get the carriage flip at some point.
Oh yeah. At some point.
And that was,
they disband everything.
Yeah, that was a
Kabooms.
pretty hot commodity around this time. I don't remember what year A Knight's Tale came out, but I'm pretty sure that also had a carriage flip that was pretty fantastic to look at.
I did look up to see when did Born Identity come out, because man, the shaky cam in the first little way back in the first act made it feel like, oh, this is a lot of handheld shaky cam.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to see what else there is.
Right to where we are, she's the pureblood. Zim knows that she's gone away, but Remo's taking care of finding her.
Well, and she also doesn't believe that she is a pureblood, because when Remo shows up, she's like, "You're crazy! Like those don't exist." I like that. I like that she does not believe. Like, she's just like, you guys are so mistaken. Like, like you got the wrong girl. Even though they've got the right girl, and it turns out, I do like that she's like, I'm innocent. Leave me alone. Like, go away.
Yeah. They managed to surprise and take down Remo, I guess. But Conan's all like, making sure that she's tied up so that he can interrogate her and find out more. And it is the beginning of not a good romance. It's like that miscommunication type of trope, except they were never really trying to be a team.
Yeah. They have.
She kind of just tags along.
Yeah,
she has a knife.
She genuinely does, because when they finally meet back up with Conan's friend, once again Conan's like, "I'm gonna go alone. That's what I always do," and she's like, "And I'm coming too." And she comes later. Like, why? Like, why are you going into danger? Like, the bad guys want you, and so you're gonna go with Conan to the bad guys? Like, ugh. Such a dumb choice, but we get a tentacle monster out of it, and that's fun.
Yeah, it seemed a little cool. Seemed a little like, oh, he's got to get trapped so that the tentacle monster eats a different person, but his friend is still in danger. Yeah, not a great part.
Yeah,
and I need to.
It's fine.
Look at my notes to be sure. Yeah,
like, I'm just glad that there is a monster in the movie, because the closest we've had to magic is, I think, Rose McGowan with her shaved eyebrows. But all she does is creepy stuff, like lick her Freddy Krueger claws and sniff people. Like, she's really into sniffing people.
They might smell like magic, I guess.
So we haven't had much in the way of actual fantasy, and then, getting a tentacle monster is cool. Like, at least we got a monster out of this thing.
Yeah. The sparse notes that I took of the things that I liked are the fact that there is like a main villain meet and fight after he Conan has captured the pureblood, where the villain gets to see, oh, this is actually the boy that I left for dead.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, Conan does meet Remo and knows this guy and fights and beats them, where it's like, oh, the henchmen were confronted and died before the main villain.
We've taken care of
up.
all of the henchmen. Like,
well, there's a couple other henchmen,
but we got the nose guy. We got
more.
the orc. Like, there are others who were there on the day, but at least we've got revenge happening earlier in the movie as opposed to 1982 when revenge happened at the end of the movie.
I like the magical sand monster bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that. That was okay. That was pretty fun.
It was fun. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like it was sword fun, fighting fun,
actual magic.
It would have had more blood if they weren't made. Yeah, actual magic. If they weren't made of sand, they would be more blood.
The only thing that I was like, this is confusing, was the fact that he could kill them, because I was like, there's sand. They can reconstitute. Why is she stopping sending sand dudes at him?
Apparently not.
Yep, they can be killed just like mudkips in D&D. Like,
I did kind of want the villain's backstory of his witch wife to be somewhat like Lycans in Underworld. Like, actually, he's just trying to get back a person that he loved. But I'm sure that she was evil too.
Yeah.
But it did seem like it could have been interesting.
We don't get even a hint of what the wife was like, because like as the possession is happening, like it ends. And so like there's never a point where we get to see what the threat was. Like, why do we have to stop this dude from bringing back his wife? I guess because he wants to put her soul in the body of someone Conan likes.
I guess that's the only reason.
Yeah.
But that's the short list of the things that I was possibly enjoying.
I had completely forgotten about the sand fight, and despite the things that it's not perfect, but it's fun, and I had forgotten that was genuinely a moment in the movie where I was back to having fun. So I gotta give the movie its credit. It was better than just the childhood. Like, there were the sand monsters, and that was fun too.
That's where there's only a couple of those bits that make it get some momentum right before Tamara gets captured, and then kind of doesn't really care if she's gonna die or not.
And I don't like Zim's castle. I really don't like it. I don't like that, like, he's got a pit to the center of the earth in his castle. Like, I don't know. It's such a confusing layout, but whatever. It's very Temple of Doom. It's very...
with the skull rock that crumbles when it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's weird that it exists. That part of it is a little bit weird. But, they commit to the bit, and that's fine. There's lots of fighting on cliff sides, and people get thrown. But the mask finally gets to be put on.
Oh, boy. They get some blood, and the butthole of the mask sucks it up. And then the front of the mask has a mouth with teeth, but it has to wrap around the person's face. But then it doesn't even grant any power.
It's just a mask.
Yeah. He can start speaking to whatever spirits to bring back his wife to possess the pureblood's body. And it's kind of all...
It's all very important, and they told us it was very important. It just looks stupid for the entirety of it.
It looks... when it's alive and attaching, it looks dumb. When it was kind of just like an octopus type thing, that looked all right. I was like, okay,
But
interesting mask.
then when he's wearing it on his face, I also think it looks dumb. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is such a stupid thing. Like, oh man, do I dislike that mask? Just, and it's not even as good as like The Mask. Like, if you're gonna have a living mask, it's gotta be, I don't know. The bar was set pretty high by Jim Carrey about living masks.
Yeah.
But, Conan's there to save the day. We're going to have Tamara get possessed, kind of. Like, kind of. Like, she's clearly getting possessed. There's, like, CG veins happening. So.
And that whole final fight kind of just feels like dreamed up without giving any specifics to the set design people. Like, okay, she's gonna fall down on this wheel, but they're gonna like swing,
and they're still gonna be fighting
and still fight, and then they're gonna run away. And the rope bridge where Conan is holding her, he doesn't even really like fight the dude.
Yeah.
They just kind of get close, and then he breaks the bridge somehow.
Yes.
It is so like, cut a rope or something. Tell me that you've disabled the bridge. You just slam your sword down and say a line, and then he's falling away. And it's like, okay.
Stephen Lang, at least in 2011, was still a very physical actor. I'm not a huge fan of the Blue Alien Avatar movies, but I liked him in it. He was a good villain, and he was a very physical presence in that. And in this one, the fight choreography just looks like they're dancing. And I get it, like, fight choreography is a type of dancing, but at the same time, it's called fight choreography because you want the audience to believe that they're fighting, not dancing. And for this whole last fight, it really does feel like everybody's counting in their head their beats and where they're supposed to be at the next one. And I don't know, it didn't work for me in the least. Ugh.
Yeah, I would agree. It's kind of a mess in this climax of the show. He manages to best him and throw him down the endless but lava-filled ravine thing.
Yes.
And then they run away, and it's everything crumbles. Everything's gonna be fine, right?
Yeah.
The mask, I assume, crumbled when he fell down. I don't know.
I mean,
it'll be
it
hard to
fell
retrieve.
in the lava, so hopefully these aren't Mordor rules where like the lava has to be a specific type of lava to kill the mask. But they never established that. So I'm going to say lava kills the mask. It's gotta.
It must.
Yes. Because the possession is broken, so obviously it's okay for Tamara. And then they have the end of the movie. Conan takes Tamara home just like the prophecy said. Conan finds his father's sword.
Well, I think he found the sword way back when, because the Marique had taken it.
Oh, that's
so
right.
It was in the Skull Rock place with them.
So he had it for a while
when he started.
I
but he finds the place where it was forged.
That's
the
right.
rock. What do you call it? The mold where it was formed.
So he found his Sumerian village
home.
And presumably this is where he will build his empire, because we're always going to be promised that Conan will build that damn empire.
We are from the future, and Conan has an empire.
One of these days, we're going to get
sometime
Conan the Emperor.
I mean, I feel like at this point, if anybody were to take it up, why not just start with his empire, and maybe it'll be funner than cutting in swords and everything. Maybe. I
This is where we get to the part of the discussion. Okay, movie over, review not started yet. Time to talk about this movie and where it lives. And there are parts where, like I said, it looked cool. It had the right tone. There were good ideas. And part of me is like, maybe it would be cool to have either a sequel or another reboot. Let's try it again. Let's learn some lessons and try it again. And but that's because I got a soft spot for fantasy, and I'm like, I want swords and magic, and frankly, I want swords, magic, and boobs. Like, I want it all.
I mean, that matches with the category and genre of Conan.
Yeah, and these movies, no matter who tries to make them, no matter what franchise it is, they never do that well. And I mean, there have been talks with Arnold where he's like, I would want to come back and do Old Man Conan. Momoa has said he would be interested. There have been women who have been like, I want to do Red Sonja, and let's make it actually part of the Conan franchise instead of what the Red Sonja movie was, where it was its own thing separate from the Conan franchise. And I'm just like, I don't know if we've learned any of our lessons, because every time we've tried, we haven't done it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that'd be better for the wrap up, because the dream of a fantasy Conan, I think honestly you could look to the one I guess reference that I'm taking for a fantasy sword game or movie is really old. I don't know if it released on anything but PC. It's called Blade of Darkness.
Never heard of it.
Essentially, I before I knew Conan, I knew that game, and you are a shieldless barbarian, kind of. What would it be similar to, like the Soul Reaver type graphics?
Yeah.
With a giant sword, and you fight skeletons and XYZ, like all the stuff that matches Conan. I think maybe there's a different tactic you could take with making a plot of a Conan movie than one big bad guy. Like,
yeah. Well, I'm going to push back, and I'm going to say I agree with you that we should save this for next week, and let's have it out and have our discussions of it, because now my wheels are churning and all I want to do is
do that.
talk about that. So let's put a stop on it, put a pin in it. As far as this one goes, I didn't even know this movie happened, so I can't sit here and say I would have watched a sequel because I didn't even know this movie existed until we did this podcast
in 2011. So I definitely missed it.
Yeah, I was in college. I think I was at like the peak time for this movie to come out, because, that was like when everybody was talking about all things Jason Momoa, and
yeah.
I just completely missed it happening. So I can't say I would have watched the sequel because I didn't even know the original happened. And we never got a sequel. Obviously, this is where the franchise ends.
The end of the road.
Yep. As far as things that we are ignoring, we're not going to do Red Sonja. We're not going to do Kroll the Conqueror, I think is what it was. And we're not going to do Conan. It's the French indie film that's the gender swapped Conan, but it's based on the books. So those are the three big near Conan movies that some people will include in the franchise, but we did not. Instead, this is where it ends, and so we gotta say that on this podcast we do ratings, not grades, and The primary difference is where you find the average in a grade. They say a 7 out of 10 is average, but that means you have to raise everybody else's failing grades to get it closer to a 7. But we say no, a 5 out of 10 is the average. If a movie hits a 5 out of 10, it is an average movie. If it's below it, we probably didn't like it as much. And if it's above it, we probably liked it a lot. But with all of that said, Justin, what did you think about 2011's Conan the Barbarian starring Jason Momoa?
I think I enjoy the magic that was attempted to be included because it makes it feel like another world, a different world than this one that contained magic. Like that is, I think, the essence of from the first Conan movie. He meets a witch after we've only really seen swords and people and maybe the main character doing some like hypnotism. But the magic turns it from a BC film to a fantasy film. So I enjoyed that they included that because it also points me back to the elder god in the second movie that just appears, and I was fine with that because it was just a little more insane. Like, okay,
it's shocking how well that monster works when it just really is just out of nowhere, and it's like, all right, nowhere. Cool.
This one, the big bad that's promised, fails to really make any difference. It's nothing concrete. He's got the mask on. He can call his wife's body or spirit to possess the pure blood, but that's about it. Like, nothing really happens with that mask. I can't quite fault the lead actor, his acting abilities, when we had Arnold with his acting abilities. It's like apples to apples. They are exactly just fine being Conan.
I'll agree with you there. They're both equally bad at acting, but just fine. Whatever.
Just fine. Yeah, this is Conan. Stunts and sets. Sets, I would say, were lacking. Stunts, I think there's a couple here and there. Effects like blood, they're all right. Maybe they seemed a little bit I mean, it's a movie, but staging of the blood spurts was like, I don't know how you would make it better. It was fine. A lot of it is fine for an average movie, but the transition points between specifically Tamara getting captured and then Marique talking at her is so boring and so bad. I don't know why it's necessary. I don't think it is necessary. You could have cut 10 minutes out, and I don't think we would have missed having those two interact necessarily. It's not a good movie. But it's not actively antagonizing me. I started with a 4. I'm going to stick with a 4. Yeah.
That's fair. I am flipped. So last movie, I gave it a 4. You gave it a 3. This movie, you gave it a 4. I'm giving it a 3. I think there's actually very little to like about this movie. I think it's not the worst thing I've watched on this podcast. It's not the worst movie I've ever watched, but it drags and it's hard to get through. I think it's got some good ideas, and I really like the young Conan sequences. I think those parts shine. Frankly, I like No two ways about it. I think those parts are legitimately good in this bad movie. I have fun at a few parts with
Mm-hmm.
adult Conan, but not enough. For most of the movie, I'm desperately trying not to look at my phone. I'm just like, okay, come
Yeah.
on, I gotta pay attention. There is a movie happening, and it's just so boring. And so I almost feel like I should go lower, except for the fact that there are genuinely good moments and good ideas, and like I'm glad I watched it. This isn't one of those bad movies where you get done with it and you're insulted at the time you wasted. Like I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad I've experienced it. I don't think I'll watch it again, but I'm glad
Ever.
I did it. Glad I did it
Yeah.
once.
Yeah, I think I started it 3 times, and yes, I got distracted by something more interesting,
Yes.
which is not hard to do when it's this bad.
Yeah, that is kind of the worst thing that can happen to a movie when you can't even maintain your focus on it. I think an example of a great movie that has a hard time maintaining my focus is 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Mm.
Very good movie. Oh boy, it is hard for me to sit down and watch it. It is a painfully slow movie, but it's interesting. And when I have been able to watch it, I've been like, wow, that there is a reason people call this movie brilliant. This one will never get accused of being brilliant. Like it is such a far shot from brilliance, but it's fun at moments. It's fine. It's I don't know. Get stoned and watch it. Maybe that'll make it good. Like,
Could be. Yeah.
I don't know. There's not a lot going for it. It's interesting to see what else Jason Momoa was doing the same year that he got big as Khal Drogo. Drago. It's been a while since I've watched any Game of Thrones.
Same. Drago. The Rocky character, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't watch any other. Which Rocky was he in?
Oh no, not Momoa. Saying one of the characters of Rocky is a Russian guy that's called Drago.
Oh yeah, I'm excited to do the Rocky franchise because that's one I watched in reverse order. Like when 5 had come out. I've never watched Rocky Balboa or Creed 2. I did see Creed, but when it was just a 5-movie collection, my roommate was like, let's watch it in reverse order. And I was like, all right, whatever. And it was a great time. But
yeah, I haven't watched any Rocky.
Yeah, well, that's another one we might have to add to the list. And if you, dear listener, have a franchise that you would love to hear us review, then why don't you send us an email at potatochippicturespod@gmail.com. That's the best way to get in touch with us because we will actually see it. You can support the channel by leaving a comment, a review, a like, doing any of those things on the platform of your choice. Just be aware that I usually know if those things happen, so I've never seen them. If you've done it before, thank you. I've never seen it before, so I don't go actively looking for it, so I just don't know. This won't make... Okay, this is part of our pre-recorded episodes, so by the time you're hearing this has already happened for like a month, but we keep getting content violations on TikTok, and I don't think they're copyright related because they have a separate thing called a copyright violation, which I'm pretty sure we've had one video that was muted because of a copyright violation, but we recently had a couple of content violations, and I'm not sure why. So we're just going to take a pause on TikTok for a little while. If you found us on TikTok and you're listening to the podcast, thank you for supporting us. But Check us out on Instagram and YouTube. Those are the ones where we seem to still be allowed to post without getting in trouble, but it is what it is. You know, that's just the way it goes sometimes. But I guess I don't have anything else to say.
No, just our podcasting adventures will return.
Yeah, but that is a story that will be told
on another podcast.
Yes. Next week is the wrap up. Thank you guys so much for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh man, I really don't think that Morgan Freeman was the right choice for narration. No. Not after Aku.
And and it sounded just a little like it sounded like the beginning of Bruce Almighty, like
or a nature documentary. Like I was just like, oh.